Good evening and welcome inside Scotiabank Center, everyone, located in downtown Halifax, Nova Scotia. For Halifax Hurricanes basketball, the St. John Riptide come in Scotiabank for the first time this season, nipping at the heels of the first place Hurricanes. I'm Vince Williams, and thank you for joining us wherever you may be. Both of these teams currently on a 4-game winning streak, and something has to give tonight. The Riptide coming in winning 4 straight. The Hurricanes coming in winning 4 straight. Riptide started the season off to a great start, went undefeated, had a little bit of a rocky road in between the start of this season, but they have righted the ship thus far. The Hurricanes, the same. Got off to a hot start here at Scotiabank Center in game number 1 against the St. John's Edge, where they were able to capture that game in a thriller towards the end. But now these teams at the top of the Atlantic Division will square off for the first time this season. So let's take a quick look at the starting lineups for both teams. For the St. John Riptide, number 1, Brian Addison. For number 4, Horace Wormley. Number 23, Jeremiah Morty. Number 25, Gabe Freeman. And rounding out the lineup, number 33, Malcolm Miller. And for the Halifax Hurricanes, number 1, Tyrone Watson. Number 12, Cliff Clinkscales. Number 14, Antoine Mason. Number 20, CJ Washington. And the big man in the middle, number 23, Billy White. Just about ready and set here. They get this one going here at Scotiabank Center. The first meeting between these two teams as both teams exchange pleasantries. Tonight's officials: Brent Stalker, Justin Rocky, and the crew chief, Brian States. So Addison and Washington at the top, and it's controlled by the Riptide. Wormley crosses the timeline, closely guarded by Mason. Freeman trying to back down White. Freeman with the skyhook, and he gets it to go. And that's a matchup to watch tonight between Gabe Freeman and Billy White. Both of those combatants will be going back and forth at each other with every opportunity. Freeman coming into this game, averaging 23 points per game for the Riptide. 3 balls put up and in by Mason. Mason knocks down the 3. 1-point lead for the Hurricanes. Addison, he puts it up and he knocks it down, and that jump shot is pretty much automatic for Brian Addison. Addison comes into this game on the season averaging 6 points, a 6'9" forward from Buffalo University. Clinkscales. They swing it to White. White puts up the 3. Shot's no good, and that rebound is picked up by Wormley. Wormley now looking for a screen. Back and forth. Wormley's guarded by Washington in space. He swings it. Morty swings it to Miller for 3. Miller in and out. Rebound by White. Clinkscales crosses the timeline. Washington puts it up and in. Jump shot there for Washington. And he can hit that 16-footer. Wormley now off the screen. Kicks it out to Freeman. Freeman to Morty, back to Freeman, in tight to Addison. Addison. And Freeman draws the contact, and he'll go to the line to shoot 2. Head coach Mike Leslie looking for a traveling call on Addison. You can see in the replay there, nice pocket pass by Freeman. Addison held his ground. Contact there, and that's called on Antoine Mason. Mason's first, team's first. Freeman on the season, shooting 84% from the free throw line. Gabe sides up that free throw and able to get the first to go. Freeman, no stranger to this league. He's an MVP. And right now he has MVP type statistics. in the 2017-18 season as he knocks down one of two. Freeman has 3 now for the Riptide. Mason. Kick out. Washington puts it up for 3. Shot is short, and that rebounds by Miller. So one and done for that trip for the Hurricanes. Miller puts it up for 3, and bang, he knocks it down. Miller can shoot that 3 ball from distance. He's 1 of 2 on the evening. He's got 3. 3-point lead for the Riptide. And a reach-in foul. That's on Gabe Freeman. That's his first personal, team's first. Gabe call for the reach there. As Clinkscales will inbound. Washington dribble handoff to Clinkscales. Watson with the dribble. Right hand, can't get it to go. Rebounds picked up by Freeman. Riptide race back the other way. Morty. The Wormley now. Wormley. Addison puts it up. That shot is short. Rebound by White. Clinkscales. Inside the Washington as he backs down Addison deep underneath the basket in good space by Washington as he was able to back Addison underneath the hoop. And CJ has 4. Still a 1-point lead for the Riptide. Wormley behind the back to Addison. He puts it up. That shot is short. Rebound by Clinkscales. He comes back the other way for the Hurricanes. Mason back inside to Washington. Faces up Addison. No good. Rebound by Morty. Wormley now. Dribble drive around the rim. And underneath, he pulls it out. Wormley off the screen. He puts it up and down. Nice jump shot there by Horace Wormley. As the defense backed off him, and Horace Wormley can knock down that mid-range jumper. 3-point lead now for the Riptide. Mason. Clinkscales on this reversal. Looking for a screen. Shot clock under 5. Washington puts it up for 3. It's no good. Riptide race back the other way. Wormley in transition. And that's knocked out of bounds by White, but it will stay Riptide possession. 18 on the shot clock. 7:34 left in the first. Riptide up by 3. Wormley on the inbound. Freeman puts it up for 3, and that shot is short, and that rebound by White. White now in transition, spin move in tight to Washington, back to White. White trying to back down Addison, reverses to Mason. Shot clock under 10, Mason's got to hurry. And Mason with the beautiful teardrop in traffic gets it to go. 1-point lead for the Riptide. Wormley now inside the Addison, and Addison draws the foul on Washington. And Addison will go to the line to shoot 2. And that's Washington's first. Team's second. Brian Addison will go to the line to shoot 2. Addison makes the first. Addison on the season, 59% free throw shooter. And he can't get the second to go, and that rebound is picked up by Watson. Clinkscales. Watson. Clinkscales got to hurry. Shot clock's way under 5. Mason puts it up for 3. Tried to beat the shot clock. Second chance opportunity coming up. Almost turned it over. Clinkscales corrals the teardrop left hand. It's no good. Rebound by Morty though. Riptide have numbers in transition. Addison, he's fouled at the rim. That's on Watson And Addison will go back to the free throw line. As you can see in the replay, nice transition by the Riptide as Morty was able to find Addison in front of the defense. And he goes to the line as Watson picks up his first personal, and that one's in and out. Team's third. Hurricanes trailing by 2, 11-9. And it's early here in the first quarter, halfway through to be exact. 6:18 left. Addison, an empty trip for him. So the struggle's a little bit for Addison. He's missed 3 straight from the free throw line. 2-point lead for the Hurricanes. Canes looking for the tie or take the lead on this possession. Mason puts it up, jump shots in and out. Rebound by Miller. Miller in transition to Freeman. Freeman can't handle the pass. Last touch, a missed opportunity as Freeman was able to get behind the defense. And a timeout on the floor. As both teams will talk things over. 2-point lead for the Riptide, 11-9. 6:02 left in this first quarter. Both of these teams meeting for the first time, so a little bit of a feeling out of sorts for both of these teams. For the Hurricanes, the high man thus far, Antoine Mason has 5, Washington has 4. For the Riptide, Freeman has 3, along with Miller, and Addison has 3 as well. Both of these teams really not lighting the lamp when it comes to shooting percentages. Hurricanes shooting 33%, they're 4 for 12 from the field. Riptide 4 of 9 at 44%. Both teams struggling a little bit to find their range from beyond the arc. Hurricanes 1 of 6 from downtown. Riptide 1 of 3. Hurricanes still haven't had an opportunity to get to the free throw line. So a pretty good crowd here on a Thursday night at Scotiabank Center. Plenty of opportunity in upcoming games to get tickets to Hurricanes basketball as the London Lightning will come in on Sunday afternoon at 2 p.m. start, a matinee start, with the first place Lightning will come to Scotiabank for the first time to take on the Hurricanes. And then after that, the Canes will go on the road for 2 as they will visit the Moncton Magic on the 27th and the Island Storm on the 28th, and then return back here on the 1st of February versus the Riptide. So Canes possession coming out of the timeout. Clint Scales to Watson here. Watson, dribble drive, right hand. Shot's no good, rebound by Washington. Second chance opportunity's good. Washington able to get that shot to go, and Washington has 6 now. We are knotted up at 11 apiece. Freeman faces up Watson, and he knocks down the jumper. Freeman has 5. Back up to a 2-point lead for the Riptide. White in tight to Watson, and that's rejected at the rim. And back the other way come the Riptide. Warmly with the left hand, can't get it to go. Mason, that's knocked away, but he picks it back up. Clint Scales in tight to Washington, and a nice lob pass by Washington as Addison was late getting back on defense. And we're tied back up at 13 apiece. Morty now trying to go one-on-one against White, and he gets it to go. Nice looking move by Jeremiah Morty. He was able to take White off the dribble. Fadeaway jumper on the baseline. Watson to White. White spin move, and Billy makes it count. Good pass from forward to forward there as Watson was able to draw the double team, and White capitalizes off the backside. And Freeman knocks down the triple. Freeman waves to the crowd, and Freeman has 8. Freeman off to a very hot start here in this first quarter for the Riptide. He leads all scorers with 8 points. And his first 3-ball of the evening. Clint Scales, baseline. Bottled up, but he finds Washington cutting towards the rim, and Washington hits another shot. There's a timeout called by the Riptide. They want to talk things over. Riptide lead by 1, 18-17. Timeout called by head coach Nelson Tiroba, as he wants to talk things over. Doesn't like what he sees defensively from his team, but he's got to be happy by the offensive output thus far. Both teams now shooting above 40% from the field. After that timeout, they were well below 30% from the field. Riptide now shooting 53% from the field, 7 of 13. Hurricanes 44%, 8 of 18. So timeout on the floor. I want to talk things over here as head coach Mike Leslie and trying to regroup. As both of these teams exchanging baskets. Not a lot of defense being exchanged here in this first quarter. They're definitely going after each other offensively. Fans, if you're just joining us, St. John's Riptide in town, visiting the Scotiabank Center for the first time. Coming into Scotiabank on a 4-game winning streak. 9-6 on the season, nipping at the heels of the Halifax Hurricanes, who are 10-6 on the season and a 4-game winning streak. Canes 7-3 at home. Riptide 4-2 on the road. So the Riptide know how to get it done when traveling. As Aaron Redpath checks into the game for the first time for the Hurricanes. Riptide. And a huge dunk in transition by Billy White. Off the turnover by Redpath. Along with Isom as well, checks in for the first time. Butler gets the right hand to go. Miller. 1-point lead for the Riptide, 20-19. Washington, kick out. Clint Scales puts it up for 3. Shot is short. It's knocked around, 50-50 ball scooped up there by Redpath. Tricky dribble there, he's able to get away from White behind the back. Redpath, he'll put it up for 3 and he knocks it down. Aaron Redpath, a very good shooter from beyond the arc, averaging 7 points a game from McMaster University. 4-point lead for the Riptide, but Watson knocks it to 2 with the right hand in the lane. Under 2 minutes. It's been back and forth in this first 12 minutes between these two teams. Miller puts it up for 3, and he solves that puzzle, and he knocks down his second of the game. 5-point lead now for the Riptide. Clint Scales, he'll put it up for 3. That shot is no good. Second chance, third chance opportunity there for White, but it's knocked out of bounds and last touch by the Riptide, and it will remain Hurricanes possession. It's multiple substitutions by the Hurricanes as Ramel Brown checks in for the first time along with Taquan Zimmerman. Zimmerman puts it up and he'll knock it down. Zimmerman wastes no time getting on the the score sheet as he knocks down that jump shot off the screen on the inbound. Wormley now. He'll put it up. And off the window and in. Horace Wormley. That's his second jumper of the game, and Wormley has 4. 5-point lead for the Riptide. Baseline, Watson. Brown lost the handle. Regroups though. Clint Scales tries a zip pass to Brown. That's knocked away by Redpath, and that's a turnover. Miller back the other way for the Riptide. Miller trying to go one-on-one. Ice him. Redpath calling for a screen. He's got to hurry. Shot clock under 10. Redpath, no lane, good closeout. Jump shot is short at the rim. Try to beat the shot clock there is Dondo. Last shot here at the end of the quarter. Hurricanes with the opportunity here, in tight. As Ramel Brown is fouled going to the rim. Easom is called for his first. As Horace Wormley will check out for the Riptide, and checking in for the first time is Darren Mency. Mency, his 3rd game on the season. A nice inbound there on the baseline as Billy White able to capitalize. Strong finish to the first 12 minutes for the Hurricanes, as Billy White was able to get that shot to go. And a breakdown of defense by the Riptide to end that quarter. However, they lead after 12, 25-28. So just take a quick look at the statistics here after the first 12 minutes between these two teams. As the Hurricanes shooting 48% to end the first 12 minutes. They're 12 of 25. Riptide 11 of 18 at 61%. 3-point shooting, Riptide leads the way, 4 of 6 from downtown, and Malcolm Miller has 2 of those. Hurricanes struggling from behind the arc, 1 of 8. The Canes yet to get to the free throw line, as they shoot 71% from the charity stripe on the season. Riptide shoot 82%. Riptide come into tonight's games shooting 36% from beyond the arc, and that's part of their makeup of their game. They can shoot the 3 ball. Malcolm Miller amongst the league leaders in that statistic. He knows how to get it done from beyond the arc, along with Aaron Redpath, who like to put it up from distance. So if you're just joining us, fans, Hurricanes trailing 28-25 after 12 minutes here in the first matchup between them and the Riptide. Tide come in at 9-6 on the season, 1 game back of the Atlantic Division leaders, the Halifax Hurricanes, at 10-6. Both of these teams, as I mentioned several times, on a 4-game winning streak. So that streak definitely going to be snapped after tonight's matchup. So great crowd on hand here at Scotiabank Center on a Thursday night. Vince Williams with the call, solo tonight, courtside at Scotiabank. As the Canes will start the quarter with White, Zimmerman, Brown, Reefer, and Poole. For the Riptide, they'll go with Freeman as Brown loses the handle. He turns it over. Morty, Redpath, Isom, and Mency. Freeman now faces up Brown, and he'll put it up, and he knocks it down. Gabe Freeman continuing the hot shooting from the first quarter. And Freeman has 10 now. 5-point lead for the Riptide. Zimmerman in tight. And that's knocked away and last touch by the Hurricanes, and that's a turnover. So back-to-back turnovers to start this quarter for the Hurricanes. Redpath, closely guarded by Zimmerman. Mincy now playing in his third game of the season. He turns it over, pulled back the other way in transition, and that's knocked away by Redpath. A beautiful defensive play and recovery and transition by Aaron Redpath as he was able to knock the ball off of Mike Poole after Poole looked like he had a step or two in front of Redpath. Outstanding defensive play by Aaron as he did give up on the play after the turnover, as he was able to knock it off of Mike Poole and turn it over. But however, he turns it over on the other end. 2-on-2 in transition, and Zimmerman finishes with the left hand, and a timeout call by the Riptide. So Hurricanes coming back the other way off the turnover as Billy White stepped into that cross-court pass by Redpath, and that forces a timeout call. And they want to talk it over. It's a 3-point lead now. And that's the 4th turnover of the night for the Riptide. Pretty much even for both teams, 4-3 in that turnover department. 3-point lead though for the Riptide. Multiple lead changes in this one. Gabe Freeman leads the way as the high man for the Riptide at 10. And CJ Washington also has 10 for the Hurricanes. Fans, don't forget everything Hurricanes. Make sure you follow them on their social media handles. Their website, halifaxhurricanes.ca. Their Twitter handle, HFX Hurricanes. And their Instagram at HFX Hurricanes. For ticket information, you can simply email the Hurricanes at info@halifaxhurricanes.ca or simply call them at 902-377-3052. So the Riptide calling a timeout after that turnover. Wanted to regroup and make some adjustments. And they'll come back with Redpath, Freeman, Morty, Isom, and Mincy. Canes lineup don't change with Poole, Zimmerman, Reefer, Brown, and White. As Morty knocks down his second jumper, and Morty has 4. Back up to a 5-point lead, 10 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Zimmerman. White to Poole. And he turns it over, and that's stolen by Morty, and Freeman back the other way, and he forces the foul. Attacking the rim as Freeman will go to the line to shoot 2. And that's Poole's first, team's first. And Miller will check back for the Riptide as Redpath will go to the bench for St. John. Freeman knocks down the first. Freeman on the season, an 84% free throw shooter, averaging 23 points a game. And he's well on his way to that average as he knocks down both. Freeman has 12. Zimmerman. Reefer off the screen. Reefer puts it up for three. Well short, but he gets his own rebound. Reefer, drive, left hand's good. Theon staying with it. Didn't give up off of that jump shot from beyond the arc. Was able to follow up with the left hand, and that's his first two of the evening. Freeman, nice fake, right hand, but it's rejected at the rim by White. Mincy puts it up from beyond the arc. Shot's no good. Billy tried to save it on the end line. Right in the waiting hands of Isom, but he can't finish. Rebound by Reefer. Hurricanes dodge a bullet on that last defensive sequence. Reefer for three, bang, and he connects from beyond the arc. Reefer has 5 now. Good look for Reefer from beyond the arc. And it's a 2-point lead for the Riptide. Baseline, Freeman. And that's last touch by the Canes, and it will remain Riptide possession. As the Riptide will go to their bench, as Mincy and Isom will check out. And it's Warmley and Addison will check back for the Riptide. Morty, and he's fouled on the jump shot by Poole. And Jeremiah will go to the free throw line to shoot 2. Poole second, team second in the quarter. Jeremiah knocks down his first. And he knocks down the second, and that's a correction. It was from 3-point range. So he has 3. Morning, an 84% free throw shooter on the season. And he's perfect. He knocks all 3 down. Jeremiah has 7 now. Back up to a 5-point lead for the Riptide. Zimmerman, 3 balls, no good. Rebound by Morty. Morty looking for the screen. To Freeman, pump fake, he puts it up from beyond the arc. Rebound by Addison, second chance coming up. Warmley, off the screen, in tight to Freeman. So a good dribble drive there off the screen. A 2-man game between Warmley and Freeman. And a nice pocket pass, calmly done by Warmley. As Freeman is able to get that shot to go in tight, and Freeman has 14 now. Brown. No good, rebound by the Riptide, and they'll race back the other way. Warmley puts it up for 3. Short at the rim, and it's rebound by Washington. Washington can't handle that pass from Zimmerman. They turn it over as Mike Leslie calls a timeout, and he'll want to talk things over here. 7-point lead for the Riptide. It's been back and forth, but the Riptide have been very steady at the wheel here offensively in this first matchup between these two teams. Gabe Freeman leading the way offensively with 14 points for the Riptide. He's shooting 5 for 8 from the field, 1 for 3 from downtown, and he's 3 for 4 from the three-throw line. Washington continuing the lead for the Hurricanes at 10 points. He's also 5 of 8 from the field with 3 rebounds. Kids on hand dancing in the the Owls here at Scotiabank Center. Canes trailing by 7, 39-32. Trying to find some answers here defensively versus the Riptide, who come in to this game averaging 99 points per game and shooting 43% from the field. Hurricanes, on the other hand, shooting 47% from the field and averaging 109 points per game. So the Canes trying to find their way and having their struggles offensively, but defensively they're still trying to figure things out and make some adjustments on the fly of handling the Riptide. And Gabe Freeman has been the catalyst thus far for the Riptide in that department. And that shot is denied at the rim by Brown. So Freeman was able to get away from Brown on the baseline by a good screen. But great recovery by Brown with the block. And the left hand off the window. CJ has 12. Good dribble drive there by Taekwon. And a nice pocket pass and left hand finish off the window for Washington. Wormley now back the other way and a nice reversal, and he gets it to go. Horace Wormley not afraid to go amongst the trees there. He was able to elude the outstretched arms of Ramel Brown. Mason, right hand, teardrop, no good. And Wormley loses the handle, last touch by Wormley. As Washington and Wormley hit the floor on that 50-50 ball. Standing hustle there, but Wormley coming up, looked like he's favoring that left ankle. Tries to walk it off here. And he'll stay in the game. Clint Scales will check back for the Hurricanes. Klink now. Kicks it out to Zimmerman. The Mason in the corner for three. No good, but the putback is there for Washington. And Washington has 14 now. 5-point lead for the Riptide, but right back the other way is Horace Wormley. And continuing his assault on the rim is Horace Wormley. As the 5'7" guard from Vanguard is having a good second quarter for the Riptide. That three ball by Zimmerman, no good. Last touch by the Canes. Possession will go over to the Riptide now. 5:30 left here in the second quarter. Riptide holding this lead. 7 points to be exact. As Freeman loses the handle there momentarily, but his last touch knocked off the back of Taekwon Zimmerman, and it will remain Riptide possession as Wormley will inbound on the baseline. Addison. Morty. Right hand, no good. Rebound by Washington. Zimmerman trying to find the handle. Finally does. Crosses the timeline. Gives it to Mason. Back to Zimmerman. He swings it to Klink. Washington down the lane. Right hand, no good. But the putback's there for Brown. So another offensive opportunity in the rebounding category, and Brown makes no mistake. Pickpocket there by Brown. Mason back the other way and one. And Antoine Mason will go to the line to complete the three-point play. Outstanding defensive play as you take a look here. Brown with the quick left hand, and Mason is off to the races as Wormley gets there late. Doesn't do a good job of not allowing Mason to complete the play at the rim. But Mason, a very strong player. You can see with the right hand finishing on the left-hand side. And he'll go to the line to complete the three-point play. And he rattles that one in. And that'll cut the lead to 2 now. Isom for three, bang, and he knocks down the three ball. Isom can knock down that three ball from beyond the arc as well. Riptide have multiple players that can get it done from beyond the arc. Warmly, no stranger to that shot from beyond the arc, along with Miller, red path, and you put Merrick Isom in that category. Gay Freeman can knock it down as well, so a lot of threats from hitting that three ball, but Washington draws the foul, and he'll go to the line to shoot two, though. CJ gets the first. CJ, 79% free throw shooter on the season, averaging 17 points a game. And he knocks down both. Three-point lead for the Riptide. 4 minutes left here in the second quarter. Morty, kick out. Miller, reversaled. Isom, and he hits it. So great ball movement on that half-court possession by the Riptide, and Isom knocks down the jumper. Back to a 5-point lead for the Riptide. Lob. Washington can't finish at the rim. Warmly splits the defense, no look pass to Freeman. Freeman can't get the shot to go, but the second chance not there as well. Missed opportunity there for Freeman. Miller gets a hand in the passing lane, and Clint Scales turns it over. Miller now, to Warmly. Kick out. Back to Miller. And Watson steps into the lane of that pass. Multiple turnovers. Morty can't handle it. He picks it up. Morty will put it up for three, and he knocks it down. And the hot shooting continuing from beyond the arc for St. John, as Jeremiah knocks down his first three ball. White loses the handle, and he'll turn it over. No, excuse me, it will stay Hurricanes possession. His last touch by the Riptide. As Washington will go to the bench now, as Ramel Brown will check in. Mason, that shot's denied from behind by Miller. It will remain 4 seconds on the shot clock. 2:23 left in the second quarter. As Morty and Mason get tied up before the inbounds thrown in on the baseline. Canes get it in. Brown finishes. Six-point lead for the Riptide. Isom, dribble handoff to Morty. Back to Isom, left hand, no good. Rebound by White. Clint Scales to Brown. Brown finishing at the rim. Brown running the floor, able to beat Isom up the court. Good transition, mid-transition there by the Hurricanes. Great awareness in transition, as you can see in the replay, by Clint Scales. Warmly back the other way. He was complaining for a foul there. He's holding his right shoulder. Let's hope that horse is okay. Seems to be okay, but wanted a foul on that drive, as Clint Scales was able to step in front of Warmly. Conversations ensuing here, and Warmly's been teed up. As the crew chief, Brian States, tees up Horace Warmly. Not happy about that last attempt at the rim. That's his second personal, team's third. And Antoine Mason will shoot the technical. Mason misses, but it will remain Hurricanes possession as Aaron Redpath will check back, along with Brian Addison looking to get into the game, and he'll check in for Jeremiah Morty. 1:26 left in the second quarter. Hurricanes trailing 51-47. Clint Scales off the screen. Reversal to Mason. Watson trying to back down Redpath. Clint Scales puts it up for three. Bang, and he knocks down the three ball. Clint, 1 of 2 from beyond the arc, and he's been shooting that shot very well as of late. 1 point lead for St. John. Isom to Redpath. Hesitation. Back to Isom. Redpath, he's fouled and counted. Good two-man game between Isom and Redpath as Mason is called for the foul. You can see Isom, nice pass as he draws the contact is Aaron Redpath. Redpath will go to the line to complete the three-point play. And that is Mason's second personal, team's third, as Poole will check in for Mason with 46.7 seconds left in the second quarter, and Darren Mency will check in for Warmly. Redpath unable to complete the three-point play though. Clint Scales back the other way, three-point lead for St. John. And Clint Scales with the left hand at the rim as he was able to get it up and over the defender. Isom, dribble handoff to Mency. Back to Isom, he puts it up for three. Bang, and Isom knocks down the second triple of the game. Merrick Isom. Four-point lead. Canes holding for the last shot. Poole, jumper, count it. As Mike Poole able to knock down that shot off the screen to finish the quarter. So a 2-point lead for the Riptide, as both of these teams shooting the lights out in that second quarter, especially after the 6-minute mark. But it's the Riptide that lead after the first 24 minutes, 56-54. So we're gonna step aside, fans, for the halftime break, but stay with us. You're watching Halifax Hurricanes basketball on the Halifax Hurricanes YouTube channel. And welcome back, fans, inside Scotiabank Center for the second half of the Halifax Hurricanes and the St. John Riptide. Riptide leading after the first 24 minutes, and a foul call away from the ball, and that's on number 1, Tyrone Watson. And thank you for joining us wherever you may be. Vince Williams courtside here calling the action of the Halifax Hurricanes basketball on their Halifax Hurricanes YouTube channel. The Riptide will start the second half with Wormley, Freeman, Miller, Addison, and Morty. Freeman's jump shot's no good. Freeman, a pretty good first 24 minutes, 14 points for the Riptide. He was 5 for 11 from the field. And on the other side for the Hurricanes, White, Washington, Watson, Mason, and Clinkscales will get the start in this third quarter. Washington was outstanding, 7 for 12 from the field. The high man with 16. Mason puts it up for 3, and he rattles home the 3. So that's just the start that the Hurricanes were looking for coming out of the timeout break, but Wormley races right back the other way and finishes with the right hand. So the 1-point lead was temporary for the Hurricanes as Wormley raced right back the other way in transition and finished it with the right hand. Washington now loses the handle, he turns it over. Wormley back the other way. Wormley behind the back to Morty. Morty right hand, and he finishes. And Jeremiah Morty's had a pretty good game as well. He has 12 now for St. John. Mason. Clinkscales inside the Washington right hand, and he is fouled by Addison. CJ will go to the line to shoot 2. Washington hits the first. CJ, 79% free throw shooter on the season. Addison's first personal of the game. Team's first of this quarter. And Washington knocks down the second, so CJ perfect from the charity stripe thus far in this game. CJ has 18. We are early here in the third quarter. Canes with a 1-point lead. Morty with the floater. Shot is short. Rebound is battled underneath the basket between Mason and Addison. Last touch by Addison. And possession will go over to the Hurricanes. As White retrieves the ball on the baseline, and he'll inbound. Clinkscales off the screen. White, left hand, good. Washington, Billy White, the nice dribble drive on Freeman. As Billy White has 8 now. White 10 points off his average. Looking to get things going in the second half as Miller's jump shot's no good. Washington, contact, and he'll go back to the free throw line as Addison will be called for his second personal and team second. As Merrick will check in for Addison. Isom was very good in that first half as he was 2 for 2 from beyond the arc with 8 points. 3 for 5 from the field. Merrick, 6'10", forward from the University of Texas. Longhorn. Washington now at the free throw line. CJ goes 1 for 2 on that trip. $19 now for Washington. Steal by Watson. Clinkscales in tight. Washington, he loses the handle. Picked up by Freeman. Freeman warmly to Morty on the baseline. He swings it out looking for Miller. That'll be a back over violation on the Riptide. And that'll be their 7th turnover of the game. Washington faces up. Watson now. Shot clock under 10. Watson, baseline, that's denied by Miller. Miller closes out on Watson. Shot hits the rim, but Warmly gets it, the rebound, comes back the other way. Morty in tight and off the window. Nice finish at the rim by Jeremiah. He was able to absorb the contact, driven with the left hand, get it to go with the right hand. Tied up now, 62-62. Billy, he's denied by Freeman, and back the other way come the Riptide. Nice pass behind the back in transition by Warmly to Freeman. Beautiful pass behind the back in transition, to be exact, by Warmly to Freeman. And Freeman made no mistake with the right hand at the rim. Jumper for 3 is no good by Mason. Warmly back the other way though. Splits the D. And that's turned over though behind the back. No look was no good. Clinkscale steps in front of that one. And good play there by Billy White. And 1. So multiple defensive plays by both teams as Billy was able to get that shot to go through the contact. As Clinkscale stepped in front of that no look behind the back pass by Warmly in transition. And Billy can't complete the 3-point play, but he gets his own rebound. And he couldn't hook up with Watson there on the bounce. And the Hurricanes turn it over, so a missed opportunity off of that free throw by White. Freeman, contact. He drew it on Watson. He'll go to the line to shoot 2. Watson's 3rd, team 2nd. Freeman knocks down the first. And short on the second. One-point lead for the Riptide. 7 minutes to go here in the third. White, 3 ball, no good. 50-50 ball won by the Riptide. In transition to Warmly, right hand, he makes no mistake. So nice bounce pass in transition by Freeman to Warmly. And that's been a lethal connection for the Riptide tonight, is Freeman to Warmly. And vice versa. 3-point lead for the Riptide. Nice zip pass there by Clinkscales to Washington. And Washington makes no mistake with the right hand underneath the basket. 1-point lead now for St. John. Continuing to be back and forth here in this third quarter. These two teams trading baskets trading lead changes. Freeman trying to back down Watson. Right hand. It's good. Freeman definitely came in tonight's game focused and ready to go. Had an opportunity to speak to Freeman just before the start of this game, and he likes the way his team has played in the last 5 ball games as White gets the left hand to go. White starting to heat up offensively in this quarter. He has 10 now. And the right hand's good for Malcolm Miller. He was able to beat his defender and put the lead back up to 3. Washington. Mason now. Shot clock at 10. Washington draws a double team. And he's called for too many steps. As Aaron Redpath will check in for St. John, as Jeremiah Morty will go to the bench. We have a timeout on the floor. As both of these teams will talk things over. Gabe Freeman, 19 on the night, 7 for 14. He's the high man for the Riptide. For the Hurricanes, C.J. Washington continuing to be the high man on the game with 21. Washington 8 for 13 from the field with 5 rebounds. He's 5 for 6 from the free throw line. So timeout on the floor. Both teams want to talk things over. Fans, don't forget, you're just joining us, tuning in. The Hurricanes will have another home game before they head out onto the road. They will welcome in the London Lightning here at Scotiabank on Sunday for the first time. The Central Division leading Lightning will come in Sunday afternoon at 2 p.m. Then after that, the Canes will go on the road for 2 games when they will head to Moncton to take on the Magic on the 27th and the Island Storm on the 28th before returning here on February 1st against the St. John Riptide again. So good crowd on hand here at Scotiabank Center on Thursday night. Vince Williams with the call for Halifax Hurricanes basketball on their YouTube channel. Third quarter, third point lead that is for the Riptide. It's been back and forth in this third quarter. The Riptide led at the halftime by 2. Shot 54% from the field in the first 24 minutes, 58% from downtown. They were on a torrid pace. They're 7 for 12 from downtown. Hurricanes, on the other hand, 52%, and they were 3 of 14 from downtown. So back to the action here in the third quarter. 5 minutes to go. Wormley can't get the shot to go. Looked for the contact. He's unable to finish with the right hand on the left-hand side. Watson now trying to back down Wormley. Shot clock under 10. Lob pass in tight there for White. White wanted the contact. Call not coming, and Miller comes back the other way, and the putback is there by Gabe Freeman. Gabe continuing to be very good tonight for the Riptide. Five-point lead, 73-68 now. White gets it knocked away there by Wormley. That's last touch by the Riptide. It will remain Hurricanes possession as Taquan Zimmerman will check in along with Ramal Blanc. Clint Scales will inbound on the baseline. Zimmerman, the clink for 3. That's in and out off the backboard and rebound by Miller. Miller now going one-on-one against White. Miller puts it up, in and out, rebound by White. White did an outstanding job of staying in front of Miller and not giving him that easy shot, but a left hand is good. Uncontested layup at the rim for Clint Scales. And it's a 3-point lead now for St. John. 3:25 to go here in the third. Riptide lead. Warmly, right hand, no good. Rebound. Transition. Watson can't get the shot to go. Merrick was able to alter that shot. Good rim protection by the Riptide. Redpath puts it up for three. That shot's no good. Rebound by Brown now. Turned over by Clint Scales as Redpath stepped into that pass. Warmly in transition to Merrick, and he steps out on the sideline. Had a good look from beyond the arc. Tried to knock down his third three ball of the evening, but he turns it over as he lost where he was in space. As Darren Mency will check in for Warmly, along with Theon Reefer. He'll check in for Tyrone Watson. White with the inbound to Clint Scales. Canes trailing by 3, 73-70. 2:47 left in the third. Reefer to White. Back to Clint Scales. He'll put it up for three. Bang, and Clint Scales knocked down his second on the evening from beyond the arc. The captain ties it up at 73 apiece. And an offensive foul called. And Miller will be called for the move and screen away from the ball. That's his first, team's fourth. As Malcolm Miller will go to the bench now, as Jeremiah Morty will check in. Miller not happy about that call. Brown now for the Canes. Hands it off to Clint Scales. A moving screen away from the ball, and that's called on Billy White. So a turnover and a missed opportunity to take the lead on this trip for the Canes. That's Billy's first, team's third. Redpath. Back to Freeman. Freeman puts it up for three, and he rattles home the three. Gabe knocks down his second of the evening, He's 2 for 4, and he's got 24. Back up to a 3-point lead. White, left hand, but the putback is there for Morel Brown. And White is livid, looking for the contact. Merrick with the right hand finish though at the rim. And that forces a timeout call by the Hurricanes as they want to talk it over. As Merrick Isom was able to run the floor. White hit the deck with the left hand on the other end, and that left Merrick Isom all alone to run the floor as Riptide did a outstanding job of finding Isom in transition, and he finishes with the right hand to flush. And that gives him a 3-point lead, 78-75. As head coach Mike Leslie wants to talk things over to regroup here, but it's been back and forth between these two teams in their first matchup. Both of these teams coming into this game on a 4-game winning streak. They are 1-2 in the standings in the Atlantic Division. Hurricanes at the top at 10-6. Riptide right behind them, behind by a game at 9-6. Freeman leading the way with 24 points on the evening for the Riptide. Washington, the high man for the Hurricanes, with 21. Freeman coming into this one very focused. He is a lethal force and won several awards in the National Basketball League of Canada, including Most Valuable Player in 2012, along with First Team and Champion as well, and All-Star accolades in 2012. Was a huge year for Gabe Freeman playing with the London Lightning. 3-point lead for the Riptide. Clint Scales to Reefer for three, and that shot's no good, misses everything. Tried to beat the shot clock. Red Pack back the other way. Morty tried to step into a three, thought about it. He'll reset though. And he'll give it to Freeman, and he'll try to go to work on Reefer. Freeman puts it up. Shot is short, rebound by Brown. So Reefer did an outstanding job of closing out on Freeman. Zimmerman, pump fake. Downtown, and he connects from beyond the arc and ties it up at 78. Seeing the replay, good pump fake and reset by Taekwon as he had a good look from beyond the arc. Red path now. Shot clock under 5. Freeman, jumper's no good. Hurricanes will hold for the last shot. Clink Scales, the Brown. Brown, right hand's good. Outstanding two-man game between Brown and Clink Scales, and a strong response to end the quarter as the Canes take the lead by 2, 80-78. So back and forth here at Scotiabank Center. Hurricanes go into the fourth quarter with a 2-point lead, all on the strength of some good defensive play down the stretch by the Hurricanes. Riptide had an opportunity to extend the lead in the last few possessions, but great individual efforts by Theon Reefer and Clint Scales on Gabe Freeman. So just to recap the statistics after 3 quarters. Freeman leads all scorers with 24 points. He's 9 for 18 from the field, 2 for 5 for downtown with 7 rebounds. For the Hurricanes, CJ Washington leads the way with 21. He's 8 for 13 from the field with 5 rebounds. Billy White's got 12. He's got a double-double with 10 rebounds. And Ramel Brown's also got double figures with 10, along with Mason with 11 and Clink Scales with 10 of his own with 11 assists. And he's got a double-double going for the Hurricanes. For the Riptide, Jeremiah Morty's got 14. Wormley's got 12. Isom's got 10, and Miller's got 10. So both teams with 5 players in double figures in this one. 2-point lead for the Hurricanes as we're about to start the fourth quarter. Thank you for joining us wherever you may be, fans. We have a good crowd on hand here at Scotiabank Center in the first matchup between these two teams, number 1 and 2, atop of the Atlantic Division. Hurricanes and Riptide putting on a very good show for these fans in attendance. And fans, if you want to catch a Hurricanes game in person, make sure you contact them. It's an easy way to do it. You can email them at info@halifaxhurricanes.ca or call them at 902-377-3052, or simply follow them on their many social media handles at halifaxhurricanes.ca, HFX Hurricanes, and HFX Hurricanes on Twitter and Instagram to be exact. So, fourth quarter underway here. Canes will go with Clint Scales, Brown, Reefer, McDonald, and Reefer finishes with the right hand. Beautiful feed in tie by Clint Scales. And Zimmerman will round out the lineup for the Canes. For the Riptide, it's Redpath. Isom with the ball. Right hand, bang, and he finishes off the window through the contact. Merrick, I'm not sure if he even saw that attempt at the goal, but nevertheless, he'll go to the line to complete the three-point play. That foul's on Denny McDonald. That's his first, team's first. McDonald, his first action of the evening for the Hurricanes. Merrick completes the three-point play. Zimmerman, shot clock under 10. 5 now. Clint Scales puts it up. That's in and out. Rebound by Addison. And he'll give it to Mency. Mency now, right hand. Through the contact and traffic. And that's last touch by Addison. Possession will go over to the Canes. Canes race back the other way though. Waste no time of getting it up the floor as Clint Scales, the reefer. He draws the contact and he'll go to the line to shoot 2. That's Mency's first. Team's first. And it wasn't in the act of shooting. Zimmerman will inbound. Zimmerman puts it up and in. Nice shot off the inbound as Zimmerman came off a screen on the baseline. Defender trailing and Zimmerman hits the fadeaway. Redpath now. Left hand. Tries a reversal and he gets it knocked out of bounds, but it will stay Riptide possession with 8 on the shot clock, 10:35 left in the fourth quarter. Merrick, right hand, no good. Rebound by Brown. And Taquan knocks it down from beyond the arc. And that forces a timeout call by the Riptide. They want to talk it over as Taquan had a good look from beyond the arc. And he makes no mistake knocking that one down. So a huge shot from downtown by Zimmerman. And that forces a timeout. And that's the largest lead on the evening for the Hurricanes at 6. It's been that type of game, folks. It's been back and forth. Nothing shortage of old-fashioned barn burner going on right now between these two teams. Very close, as no team has led by more than 10 points. No team has had the opportunity at double digits. As it's dance time, as the Coach Leslie dance cam is in full effect here at Scotiabank Center. As the fans are in it here, and that's what you get here at Scotiabank Center. When that music's on, I don't think I've seen a arena across this league where you see the kids are totally into it. The family-friendly atmosphere at Scotiabank allows every single kid the opportunity to dance, and it's a beautiful thing to see. As you can see, multiple kids just having a great time here at Scotiabank Center, and here we go. We got a winner at the Coach Leslie Dance Camp. Outstanding here. Great atmosphere at Scotiabank Center, as the fans are always engaged. And the kids always have fun here during the games. So back to the action. 6-point lead for the Hurricanes, 87-81. Just over 10 minutes to go here in the fourth. Miller, left hand, no good. Rebound by Addison, right hand, didn't see the rim, but he gets it to go anyway. Brian Addison with the follow-up. He has 5 now and cuts the lead to 4. Reefer gets it knocked away by Miller. St. John back the other way, and in and out from downtown by Isom, and the putback's no good by Addison. So a missed opportunity to get within a 1-possession game for the Riptide. Taekwon closely guarded here. Looking for a screen from McDonald. Taekwon puts it up. Jumper's no good. Rebound by McDonald, and he's able to corral it with one hand. He draws the foul. And the reach will be called on Wormley. His 3rd, team 2nd. As Denny McDonald will go to the line for the first time this evening. McDonald averaging 4 points on the season. And he's a 64% free throw shooter as he makes the first. And Denny makes both. Six-point lead for the Hurricanes. 9 minutes to go in the 4th. Horace with the left hand, no good. Rebound by McDonald. Clint Scales back the other way in transition. The Zimmerman pump fake, puts it up, knocks it down. Zimmerman inside the 3-point line, and Zimmerman starting to heat up in this 4th quarter. He's got 5 now in the 4th. 91-83. Addison's jumper is good. Addison can knock down that 16, 18 footer. And Brian has 7. 91-85 now. Zimmerman. Rotate it to McDonald, right hand. And he gets the soft touch around the rim. And then he's got 4. 93-85. 8-point lead, the largest for the Hurricanes. Morty to Addison. Addison trying to go to work on Brown. He draws the reach on Brown off the dribble. Ramos first, team 2nd. And Watson will check back for the Canes, and Reefer will go to the bench. As Gabe Freeman checks back in, as Merrick will go to the bench for the Riptide. Freeman, right hand, left hand, can't finish at the rim. Good rim protection on the help side by Brown. Freeman trying to find the range here in the 2nd half. It's been a little bit of a struggle since he scored his 24th point from downtown. He's 0 for 3 since then. 93-85, Watson, right hand. Barrels into the lane, body's flying, he can't get it to go though. Morty back the other way for the Riptide. Wormley tries his hand from downtown, that's in and out. And back the other way come the Canes in transition, left hand is good. Canes with numbers on the 3-on-1, and the Riptide called a timeout, and they want to talk things over. Play still ensuing. Horn went multiple times. And the clock was stopped, but they didn't get the timeout as Riptide tried to call timeout in transition off of that left-handed finish by Clint Scales. So the timeout is granted to the Riptide. As the Canes go up with their largest lead at 10, and the first time that any team has led by double digits, 95-85. So the Canes with a good start in this third quarter, as it was pretty much back and forth in the first three. St. John struggled a little bit to find their range shooting in the fourth. Canes did a good job of defending the basket though. Canes now shooting 53% from the field, 40 of 75. And Riptide 34 of 71 at 47%. So still good percentages from the field from both teams. Pretty much even across the board from the three-point percentage. At 47%, 8 of 17 for the Riptide, and 7 of 23 at 30% for the Hurricanes. Turnover battle, pretty much the same. 12 for the Canes, 10 for the Riptide. Points off of turnovers though. Canes got a +7 at 17 to 10 margin. Fast break points. Canes with a 6-point margin at 10-4 in the fast break department. Points in the paint though, it's been the story of this game thus far. I mean, 56 points in the paint for the Canes compared to 34. 16 second chance opportunities, points that is, for the Hurricanes compared to 10 for the Riptide. And bench points, Hurricanes leading in that almost by double digits, 37 to 18. So back to the action here in the fourth, 7:12 left. Canes with their largest lead at 10, 95 to 85. Warmly now for the Riptide. Miller, he'll put it up for three and he'll knock it down. So a good response out of that timeout by the Riptide as Miller knocks down that three ball. He cuts the lead to 7. Zimmerman tried to draw the contact on Addison. That shot's rejected. McDonald shot at the rim, couldn't beat the shot clock, didn't matter. Riptide come up with it. Morty puts up for the three and bang, he knocks it down. So back-to-back three balls for the Riptide coming out of that timeout. And they're right back in it. It's a 4-point lead now. Just like that, 2 straight possessions, the Riptide cut the lead to 4. Zimmerman's shot's knocked away, and a foul call as Warmly was off to the races. And the 5'7" Warmly looked like he was trying to throw that one down in transition. Morris getting up. And that foul's on Zimmerman. And that's his first, team's third. So a good foul, not allowing that easy run out in transition by the Riptide, by Zimmerman. Riptide wanted a clear path foul, none coming. But it's their possession here, down by 4. Warmly puts the shot up. It's no good. Rebound by Freeman. Second chance opportunity. Morty, he'll put the three ball up. He misses everything off the backboard. Rebound by Brown. Clint Scales. Canes taking their time in this half-court set. Shot clock under 10. They got to hurry. Clint Scales. Got to put it up to beat the shot clock. Clint Scales for three, and it's no good. Rebound by White. Clint just beating the shot clock there as Watson finishes with the right hand. Canes dodged a bullet there on that shot clock violation, but a second chance opportunity, second chance points. That's number 18 on the evening for the Hurricanes as Watson finishes with the right hand. Miller now. Addison, he'll put it up. That shot was challenged by Ramel Brown, and that came up short. Rebound by the Hurricanes. Gunskale slowly inside the Brown. Brown, left hand, and that's rejected, but some contact by Addison. Addison not happy with that call. As Ramel Brown will go to the line to shoot 2, but to compound the problem, Brian Addison is called for the technical as well. So Addison, not a good defensive sequence there, disagreed with that call on the baseline. As Ramel Brown will shoot 2. As Addison picks up his 4th personal. Brown misses the first. 47% free throw shooter on the season is Brown. And he misses the second. So Ramel coming up short on both free throws. Zimmerman will shoot the technical. And Zimmerman makes no mistake, as Taekwon is an 87% free throw shooter on the season. As that is the best for the Hurricanes. 7-point lead, Canes lead. 4:25 to go in the 4th. Clint Scales in tight to Watson. He barrels down the lane and he draws the foul. As Tyrone will go to the line to shoot 2. Merrick Isom, his 3rd, team's 5th, as Watson will shoot 2. Watson, a 74% free throw shooter on the season. It's Tyrone's first 2 free throws of the night, and he makes no mistake, knocking down both. As the Canes hit the century mark, leading by 9. Miller's 3's no good. Rebound by White. Just under 4 minutes to go here in the 4th. Zimmerman and Brown playing a 2-man game in tight there. But a push off the ball. And that's on Jeremiah Morty. His 2nd, team 6th, as Zimmerman will inbound on the baseline. Zimmerman, right hand, turns it over, warmly stepped into that cross-court pass, attempted to Watson. And a nice play in transition, no looks. 180 at the rim, connection between Morty and Miller. Miller with the finish, beautiful finish, and that cuts the lead to 7. Brown, baseline, gets it knocked away by Freeman. Warmly almost lost it in transition. Isom for 3, good look, no good. Tapped around, second chance opportunity though coming up. Wormley takes his time. Wormley, one-on-one, splits the defense, right hand, finish at the rim, and he won at the end one as he was able to take Watson off the dribble. And it's a 5-point lead now for the Canes. Zimmerman Kicks it out to Clinkscale. Shot clock under 10. 3, 2. They got to hurry. They turn it over, though. Riptide back the other way. Warmly in transition. And he is fouled by Clinkscales as they had numbers on a 3-on-2. So a good foul in transition by Clinkscales. And that's Clinkscales' first, team's fourth. Watson will go to the bench as Antoine Mason will check back for the Canes. Just over 2 minutes to go here in the fourth. Warmly, dribble drive. Dyson, left hand, he draws the contact on White. And Merrick will go to the line to shoot two. In a 5-point game, Hurricanes lead. White second, team's fifth. Isom, a good game off the bench. He's got 13 thus far. 5 for 10 on the field, and that's number 14. He's been perfect from the free throw line. Second trip to the free throw line tonight. He goes 1 for 2. So crucial point in the game where Isom had an opportunity to cut the lead to 3 in a 1-possession game, unable to do so. It's a 4-point lead now for the Hurricanes. Canes in no hurry in their half-court set here. Clinkscale splitting the defense off the screen from Brown. Nice pass, zipped in, and a dunk at the rim by Billy White. Beautiful assist by Clinkscales, and that's number 15, and a very important one in this game. Clinkscales, you can see in the replay, outstanding. White makes no mistake with the two-handed hammer at the rim. And a turnover and a foul. By Freeman. And that's Freeman's second. And the Riptide are over the limit. And we got a stoppage in play here. And another foul away from the ball on Freeman. His third. And now we'll put Ramo Brown at the line to shoot two. And Ramel rights the ship here momentarily after he struggled a little bit off the previous 2 free throws. He knocks down the first. And he tried to rattle home the second. Encouraged on by the Scotiabank faithful. Warmly, though, back the other way at the right hand, and he is denied at the rim, but he drew the contact on Brown. Brown second. Take a look here. And the foul might have been with the body there, but it was definitely a denial at the rim with the block shot. But Horace Warmly will go to the line to shoot two. As Ramel will check out. CJ Washington, after a long hiatus, will come back for the Hurricanes in this crucial part of the game. 1:16 left as Horace can't get the first free throw to go. And he misses both. So missed opportunity there again from the free throw line by the Riptide, and Horace Warmly is a 92% free throw shooter on the season, so uncharacteristic 2 misses by Warmly, and he's called for the reach. And that's Horace's fourth. As Watson will check back for the Hurricanes, and as Taekwon will go to the bench with just over a minute left in regulation. Clinkscales knocks down the first. And the captain, a 67% free throw shooter on the season, has had an outstanding ball game with distributing the basketball. A double-double on the night for Clint Scales. As he knocks down both, he's got 14 points and 15 assists. 5 for 11 from the field and 2 for 7 from downtown. Warmly though, back the other way, and he gets the and one. He draws the contact on Washington. As Warmly will go to the line to complete the three-point play. As CJ's second personal. Halifax now will be over the limit. Both teams over the limit, and they'll shoot the free throws the rest of the way. 6-point lead, 105-99, and we will play that free throw game. As Freeman is called for the foul. Clint Scales will go to the line now. To shoot two, that's Billy White will go to the line. He'll step up to the free throw line as Ramal Brown will check in for CJ. 53.2 seconds left in regulation. Hurricanes lead by 7. White will go to the line to shoot two. White makes no mistake on the first. And White makes the second. White also with a double-double tonight. 16 points and 13 rebounds. So a timeout on the floor, called by the Riptide. They'll talk things over. They try to get back in this one as it was back and forth in the first 3 quarters of this game. In the fourth, that's when the Hurricanes took a stranglehold on the lead, and just around the 7-minute mark, they have pretty much led most of the way here. But at times, the Riptide haven't responded in this one, coming out of timeouts. In the previous timeout, they responded with back-to-back threes to get the lead down to 4. So they're hoping that the magic strikes twice here tonight. As the fans and the kids continuing to dance in the aisles here at Scotiabank Center. Just a reminder, fans, if you're just joining us for this one, you've been with us the whole way, the Hurricanes will have one more game in this homestand where they'll take on the London Lightning. And that'll be Sunday afternoon here at 2 p.m. and they'll go on the road for 2 on the 27th and 28th versus the Moncton Magic and the Island Storm. Freeman now coming out of the timeout, and he's fouled by Reefer. His first, and both teams over the limit. Freeman go to the line to shoot 2. Freeman's been outstanding. The former MVP. He's got 25 now. It's been cold though in this fourth quarter, in the second half. And he knocks down the second though. Very important free throws for the Riptide, and a timeout on the floor called by the Hurricanes. As Coach Mike Leslie wants to talk things over. Very important possession here coming up for the Hurricanes with 53 seconds left, leading 103-96. 107-101. Canes going out on the road after the matinee between them and the first place London Lightning of the Central Division on Sunday afternoon, before returning on the first versus the St. John Riptide. So a very important part of the schedule coming up for the Hurricanes. Canes coming into this game atop of the Atlantic Division at a 10-6 mark, winning 4 straight. Riptide on their own run as well, winning 4 straight, trailing the Canes by 1 game at a 9-6 mark on the season. Canes looking to extend the streak. Riptide looking to snap it. 50.1 seconds left in regulation, 107-101. Kunkscales will inbound for the Hurricanes. Isom will try to harass the inbound, and they get it into Washington. Quick foul by the Riptide, and Washington will go to the line to shoot 2. That foul's on Jeremiah Morty. That's his 3rd. As Washington will step up to shoot the free throws. Washington misses the first. Came into the game shooting 79% from the charity stripe. And he makes the second. Ramel checks in along with Theon Reefer, so the carousel of substitutions continuing. Coach Leslie looking for defensive matchups as Reefer checks back along with Brown. Morty tries his hand at 3, and that's deflected away by Brown. Miller, though, he puts it up for 3, bang, and he knocks it down. And it's a 4-point game now. So Miller's 3 ball, very important for the Riptide. And the Hurricanes can't get it in. A 5-second violation called as the pressure was outstanding on the baseline by Gabe Freeman. 2-possession game, 4-point lead, 37.7 seconds left to be exact in regulation. 108-104. Inbound there, and an easy opportunity there for Jeremiah Morty off the inbound, and he blows the layup. And Reefer comes up with the rebound, but he's fouled by Morty. Missed opportunity to put this game into a 1-possession game. Off the inbound by Jeremiah, as Theon will go to the line to shoot 2 now. Crucial free throws coming up as he rattles in the first. Reefer, 78% on the season. On the free throw line, he goes 1 of 2. 5-point game now. Morty bottled up. Isom, not a lot of spacing. Isom, though, right hand, can't finish. Second chance is there, though, by Jeremiah to follow up. And another timeout called by the Hurricanes. So this is going to come right down to the last possession. 3-point lead by the Canes, 109-106. Riptide staying close here. They're not going away. Timeout on the floor called by the Hurricanes. Head coach Mike Leslie trying to draw up a strategy here offensively, but first things first, they got to get the inbound in to make sure that they can't allow the Riptide to force them into that 5-second violation. Fans, don't forget to follow the Hurricanes on their many social media handles. Their website, HalifaxHurricanes.ca, their Twitter handle and Instagram handle is one of the same. HFX Hurricanes for everything Hurricanes, and for ticket information, you can simply email them at info@HalifaxHurricanes.ca or call them at 902-377-3052 if you are in the Halifax area and want to catch a Hurricanes game in action. The great family-friendly atmosphere here at Scotiabank Center. So, 23.8 seconds left here in regulation. 109-106. Clint Scales will inbound. Gets it into White. He's triple teamed. Clint Scales to Zimmerman. But they turn it over as Clint Scales, and the connection to Zimmerman not there. They got the ball inbounded, but turn it over here, and an opportunity for the Riptide to tie the game here. Reefer closely contested and guarded there on Warmly, and that's a foul on Reefer, but not a bad foul in this situation with 16.4 seconds left. The best that the Riptide can do on this possession, barring that Warmly hits the first and doesn't miss and misses the second, and they get the block out and get possession here. It'll still be a one possession game for the Hurricanes with an inbound coming up. Warmly misses the first, and the struggles continuing for Horace from the charity stripe tonight. Came into the game at 92% in that field as he knocks down the second. So a 2-point game. I'm not sure what was going on with the clock, but it moved before the inbound. Nevertheless, no correction. Inbounds coming in, and a turnover as the connection between Clint Scales and Washington not there. So the Hurricanes having their problems with the inbound off of the Warmly free throw, and another opportunity for the Riptide to tie this game. Freeman now, right hand, and he is fouled by White. So Freeman will go to the line with an opportunity to tie this up at 109 apiece. 12.1 seconds left, and it's been a very strange finish down the stretch here for the Hurricanes. Uncharacteristic turnovers by this veteran-laden team. As Freeman just sneaks in the first free throw, and an opportunity here to tie it up for Freeman. And he makes no mistake knocking down the second. So we're all tied up at 109 apiece, 12.1 seconds left. Hurricanes looking for the win. Clint Scales, lob, tapped away, and a jump ball there as Clint Scales was looking for Brown off the two-man game, rolling back towards the rim, and a tie-up, and the possession arrow will favor the Riptide. So just when things look like they were pretty much done here, we might have OT. One last opportunity by Warmly, no good, and we are off to extra basketball here at Scotiabank Center as the St. John Riptide have came all the way back to force overtime. All on the strength by multiple mix-ups on the inbound by the Hurricanes. So we are off to overtime now, as we'll need the extra 5 minutes to decide who's going to come up with this victory. If not, we'll continue on until we get a winner. Both of these teams at the end of regulation Riptide shooting 47% from the field, Hurricanes 51%. But the story of that fourth quarter has to be the turnovers. In particular, 2 turnovers down the stretch. Hurricanes with 18 turnovers, Riptide with 10. It was the last 2 turnovers that were very crucial to the reason why we are here in the extra frame. But an opportunity to right the ship, though, as we have extra basketball coming up to decide this one. (109-109). To start the overtime session, the Riptide will go with Isom, Wormley, Morty, Miller, and Freeman. For the Hurricanes, Watson, Brown, Zimmerman, Clint Scales, and White. So new life here for the Riptide, as the Hurricanes had as big as of a 10-point lead in this fourth quarter, and the Riptide came all the way back in this one. Clint Scales to White. White, left hand, good at the rim. And White has 18 now. Freeman trying to back down Zimmerman. That shot is short. Rebound by Isom. Both teams over the limit. As Merrick will go to the line to shoot 2. As bonus situation will carry over in the extra session. Isom misses the first. And Isom misses both. 2-point lead for the Hurricanes. 111-109, 4:06 left in overtime. Clint Scales puts it up for 3. It's no good. Rebound by Isom. Morty. Dribble drive, in tight. He's denied at the rim by White. He's got to kick it out. Wormley now, shot clock under 10. Isom, pull up, too strong, rebound by Zimmerman. Zimmerman will take his time to cross the timeline. Canes get set in their half court. Watson to White, pull up, jumper, no good, rebound by Morty. 3 minutes to go here in OT. And it looks like that's last touch by the Hurricanes. It will stay Riptide possession, 17 seconds on the shot clock, 3:01 on the game. Miller. Left hand finish at the rim. Miller with a good take. So he gets the reverse to go, and he nods it back up at 111 apiece. Watson. Zimmerman puts it up for three. In and out. Rebound picked up by Freeman. So a good look from beyond the arc for Zimmerman. Just couldn't make it count. Wormley, right hand, tacks the rim, denied at the rim. Scramble, Brown comes up with it, transition. Zimmerman puts it up for three, bang, and he knocks down the three ball. He connects from beyond the arc. Taquan Zimmerman, number 3 on the night, and a very important one for Zimmerman, as he has 18 now. Wormley, he puts it up for three, deflected, bang, and he comes right back with the three ball. Horace Wormley ties it up at 114. As Wormley has 21 now for the Riptide. Zimmerman, right hand. He draws the contact on Morty. He'll go to the line to shoot two. And a fracas and a crowd ensues after the whistle. Cooler heads prevail. As both head coaches are on the floor now trying to calm and bring some order to this game, as the conversation continuing between Clinkscales and Freeman. Not sure what happened. Lots of chatter between these two. And Gabe Freeman is teed up. Both guys are teed up. Clinkscales gets teed up along with Freeman.
Technical foul on Clinkscales. Technical foul on Gabe Freeman. His fifth.
So, 2 technicals after all that. 1 on Freeman, that's his 5th. 1 on Clinkscales, that's his 4th. Clinkscales apparently seems to be done as he heads back towards the Hurricanes locker room. And I'm not sure what's going to happen to Freeman, as a conference ensues between the officials, Brian States, Brent Stocker, the crew chief, and Justin Rocky. Trying to sort things out here at Scotiabank Center. Fans, don't forget to follow the Canes on their many social media websites. Their next game on Sunday afternoon, when the London Lightning come in on a 2 o'clock matinee here at Scotiabank Center. So, social media websites, make sure you follow them on HalifaxHurricanes.ca is their website, their Instagram and Twitter handle at HFX Hurricanes. So try to sort things out here after this gathering, after this foul call. Clinkscales apparently seems to be done, and it looks like Gabe Freeman is done as well. So both men being teed up and being shown the gate. Freeman finishes the night with 28 points, 9 of 20 from the field, 8 for 10 from the free throw line, 2 for 5 for downtown, and with 12 rebounds. Clint Scales finishes the night 14 points, 15 assists, 2 of 8 from downtown, and 5 for 12 from the field. So we are tied up at 114 apiece, 117 left, and Taquan Zimmerman will shoot 2. Offsetting technical fouls called on both teams, Clinkscales and Freeman, and both men have been ejected from this game. Taquan will step up to the free throw line to shoot 2. Nice water in the veins by Taquan. He makes the first. Makes no mistake on the second as the Canes go back up by 2. Wormley draws the foul but can't get the call on White. And no foul called on White, but we got a technical called on the bench of the Riptide. As the Hurricanes now will shoot the technical. So a very interesting finish here in overtime between these two teams. Zimmerman will shoot the technical. And he makes no mistake, he knocks that down. Three-point lead for the Hurricanes, 54.1 seconds left in OT. Canes in no hurry in this possession. Zimmerman to Mason. Mason, closely guarded by Morty. Antoine's double team, close out by Addison. He's got to hurry. Shot clock at 2. Watson turns it over though. Miller back the other way for the Riptide. Miller puts it up for 3. Bang, and he knocks it down right between the eyes. Malcolm Miller ties this one up off the transition. And we are tied up at 117 apiece. Canes will hold for the last shot here and try to win it. Zimmerman loses the handle. Miller in transition. Wormley, he loses the handle. Watson try to beat the clock, but he can't get it to go. So we're headed to double OT. So after all that, double technicals, double ejections, a stoppage of about 10 minutes, we're headed to double overtime. Miller's 3-ball in transition as he stepped into that 3, and it was a good closeout defensively by White. But the offense beat the defense on that possession as Miller was able to rattle home the 3 and force overtime. That's where we are headed, folks. The double extra session here at Scotiabank Center. Riptide looking to get the first place and get atop of the Atlantic Division at a mark of 10-6 and tie the Hurricanes. Canes already there at 10-6. Riptide come into this one 9-6. Both teams on a 4-game winning streak. No team surrendering anything here. And that's what you're getting here between the two teams, the top two teams in the Atlantic Division. A good battle here after a very, I can say it, auspicious ending of that first overtime session. So 117 apiece. Both teams getting their final instructions heading into this second extra frame. I'm not sure what we're going to get here going forward, but I will tell you, we will definitely get a winner at the end of this contest. And somebody's streak will be snapped. So, heading to double OT. Riptide with possession to start this session. Warmly, Isom, Addison, Miller, and Morty for the Canes. It's White, Watson, and Addison trying to go to work on White. Floater's no good. Rebound by Mason, Brown, and Zimmerman to round out the lineup. And Antoine with the floater at the right hand. And if anybody needs to step up their game in double OT for the Canes, it's Antoine Mason, and he gets it going in this double session with the right hand. Warmly, though, with the answer back the other way with the right hand, as Horace has been outstanding, picking up the slack where Gay Freeman left off, as Warmly has 20 now. Turnover, Morty, left hand, good. 2-point lead now for the Riptide. 121-119. Mason puts it up for three. That's short. Rebound by Warmly. And the 5'7" Horace Warmly from the University of Vanguard has been outstanding in this one. He puts up another three, bang, and he connects from beyond the arc, and Warmly has 5 in double OT. One-man gang is Horace Warmly. He's got the Riptide on his back now. 5-point lead. Zimmerman try to answer, bang, and he connects from downtown. He says, Mr. Warmly, if you can do it, I can do it too. And Zimmerman's third from beyond the arc. He has 18. 2-point game. Riptide lead. Warmly in tight. Miller, backdoor, and the reversal's there. Malcolm Miller, he's got 22. Back to a 4-point lead. White on Addison. Loses the handle and he turns it over. Addison able to step in front of White and forces the turnover. 2:30 left in double OT. Riptide lead, 126-122. Horace drives, kick out. Isom, shot short from beyond the arc, no good. Canes race back the other way. Mason in transition, can't get the layup to go though. But he'll go to the line to shoot two. Mason off the rebound, racing end to end. Was able to pick up the contact on Miller, that's his second. And an opportunity to cut this game to a one-possession game is Mason. As you can hear, a pin drop here at Scotiabank. Gets quiet real quick as Mason unable to convert on the first. Mason rattles home the second, though. And he has 15 now. 3-point lead for the Riptide. 126-123. Warmly, reversal, no good. Put back, stripped away though by Zimmerman. Mason. Mason draws the contact on Isom, and he'll go to the line to shoot two. Isom's fourth. And Mason hits the first. And Mason hits the second, so he rights the ship on his second trip in double OT to the charity stripe. And it's a 1-point game. 1:25 left in double overtime. Riptide by one. Morty. Isom, spin move. Good defense there by Brown, and he forces the violation called on Merrick as Brown was able to stand his ground and force the turnover. So an opportunity here for the Hurricanes to take the lead on this possession or tie it up. Mason, floater, tough shot. Shot's no good. Saved on the end line by Warmly. Under a minute to go here in double overtime. Riptide up by one. Miller puts it up for three. Was denied by Brown. Miller again. Left hand, Brown trying to finish with the left hand. Put back's good by Addison though. Second chance opportunity though, as Miller tried to get the left hand slam to go, and Zimmerman with the three balls, no good. Rebound by Miller. He rips away, and a collision by Zimmerman and Miller. As the Riptide had the advantage on the 3-on-1, coming back the other way. Addison with the putback, a big part of that last possession of this double OT after Miller tried to beat the shot clock and finished with the left hand at the rim with the dunk. But Miller comes up with the rebound on the other end though, off of the Taquan Zimmerman miss from beyond the arc. And Miller calmly knocks down the first of two. Miller with the second, he rattles it home. So a 5-point lead for the Riptide. 130 to 125 as Malcolm Miller and Horace Wormley have been the story in this second overtime session. As we have 18.1 seconds left in double OT, Hurricanes have a lot of work to do. As the Riptide on multiple occasions forcing overtime down the stretch with some Halifax with some defensive pressure, forcing turnovers, multiple turnovers, uncharacteristic turnovers from the Hurricanes. And they were able to force OT. Then it was Malcolm Miller racing down the court and hitting a jump shot to force OT, double OT that is, from beyond the arc. It's Miller on the night. Has 27 points, 10 for 17 from the field. He's 5 for 7 from downtown with 8 rebounds. Horace Wormley has been outstanding as well, 11 for 21 from the field, 2 of 5 from downtown, with 9 assists and 26 points and 5 rebounds. For the Hurricanes, Zimmerman, 24 points, 8 for 15. He's 4 for 9 from downtown. But a crucial inbound coming up for the Canes. Mason for 3, in and out, rebound by Isom. Mason got a little good look, but that was from way out, and that'll do it. As Morty puts in the layup, 132 to 125, and Zimmerman will hold it. As the Riptide steal one down the stretch in double OT here at Scotiabank in the first meeting between these two teams. Riptide come out on top, 132 to 125 in double overtime. So that'll move the Riptide's record to 10-6 on the season and their road record to 5-2 and place them into to 10-7. So that'll do it, folks, here at Scotiabank Center. The final, once again, 132 to 125. But don't forget to join us on Sunday, when the London Lightning will come in Sunday afternoon for the first time for a tilt here and a matinee between them and the Hurricanes. So for all the crew here, the Silver crew here, as we taking a look here, as just trying to see our crew here at Scotiabank Center. I'm Vince Williams saying so long, and thank you for joining us for the Halifax Hurricanes basketball on the Halifax Hurricanes YouTube channel.